You are listening to Charting Cryptos, Commodities, and Currencies. Let's jump into these charts. I'll point this out to you on the 24-hour-a-day Bitcoin chart as opposed to XBTF, which we typically track every day, which is the Bitcoin ETF. This is Bitcoin itself, and as I enlarge the weekly chart, you can see that we have a consistent up movement underway on the 24-hour-a-day chart, which I believe is interesting. Now, volume's not helping us out a lot. We did see, the volume spike here, but what does that mean? That's just the middle of the down move. Didn't have a spike average or above when things settled or when they started over again, but slowly but surely it does appear to be moving up. So keep an eye on that. I mean, as we look back in time on Bitcoin, we can of course see that when we had candlesticks starting to move, Bitcoin typically did. If we had these little spinning tops, not a whole lot going on there. But on this 24-hour-a-day chart, when you saw a green candle, a decent one, Bitcoin, again, it topped out that first week on the last move up and really just slid sideways and down. But again, prior to that, starting the beginning of the year, it did move up. It did retrace a fair bit before it started over, but it's consistently gone from somewhere around 16,000 up to the most recent high of around 31,500. So that's pretty good. So we do see this third week. It is down for the day as I record this, but again, it is slowly but surely trying to trudge up. So keep that in mind if you're a Bitcoin fan. Now let's move on from Bitcoin to Ethereum. Same kind of thing here. I can enlarge this a little bit for you. You can see a green spinning top, and then this week a green up candle. Of course, it hasn't hit the high that it hit last week. But again, Ethereum appears to be moving in the right direction. We've seen a fake out here before, sort of similar to the one we see right now. We had a spinning top, almost a doji there, then things popped up, then died. But, short of that, when things started off for the year, pretty decent. And the last time, not as good, didn't reach the prior high. But after this rollback, perhaps Ethereum is going to keep moving in the right direction. Let's move on now. What do we see on the Bitwise 10 Crypto Index Fund? Of course, I review this every week for you, those of you who are familiar. It's the top 10 cryptocurrencies weighted as per market share, and it's just sliding along sideways. Not much to see there. So we're going to leave cryptos, go to commodities. I've got a few here for you to look at. The first is gas. We saw how overall, well, let's look at oil, then we'll go to gas. We see how oil moved up, slowed down, moved up, is slowing down, again, pulling back for 3 days now after blowing through this trend line starting on, that would have been on Friday. But as we go to gas from oil, we can see that gas has turned over a lot stronger. This is the second week going down. So that is indeed interesting to see. We can, of course, see a big trudge down over the last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it'd be 11 days since it's just the first day of the latest 2-day candle with high volume moving down. You can see the high volume spike here when it stopped the up move and then started moving down. So we do see gas pulling back quite well. Now, of course, if you drive a gas-driven car, not bad to see. Let's move on to wheat. Wheat, of course, tried to bump up in June, tried again in July, late July, and then has just been moving down since then. Just keeps on going flat for the day. Sugarcane moved up strong for 4 weeks and busted the trend line last week and down this week. For the day alone, 2.23%. What about soybeans? Again, feedstock for animals. Humans eat it too. Tofu, all those, soy milk, all those kind of things. What do we see going on there? 3 weeks of strong down movement. Now, again, seeing global food prices like this moving down, what is that telling us? Well, does it mean that we've got an overabundance based upon supply? Or Is that abundance based upon demand and the way the market is really sucking wind right now? Probably the latter. Look at silver just crushing it down. Of course, gold going down too. It's moving down quite strongly. Also, we track that every day for you, but silver really a hammering down. So again, we'll wait as we watch this precious metal continue to move down. Of course, it's moved below where it had stopped previously. Where's the next point where it might stop? Maybe around the 1830 mark or so. We shall wait and see. If you're short on silver, good on you. Lastly, we'll go to our currencies, our basket of currencies. Look at the euro. Let's plug into that first. Just a heading down. Just look at it, pulling away from that prior trend line on a move down. I mean, is that not crazy? Below $1 is what I'm guessing. I mean, this is pegged to, again, dollar to euro, but you can see, just heading down quite strongly. What do we see here on the Swiss franc? Again, moving down quite strongly, just outpacing that prior trend line. Japanese yen, again, moving down. All these sort of, they tried to bump up back in late July, and then all of them started rolling over there beginning of August. Canadian dollar, it, of course, like the others in late July, had hit sort of its top mark, moved down 2 weeks ago, tried to move up, and that died on the vine last week and strong down this week. So again, world currencies sucking wind. Very, very difficult across the planet when it comes to what most of these currencies are doing, at least the ones that are easily trackable for us. That is where we are, folks. Thanks so much for being with us. Always love to hear from you. If you have questions, problems, concerns, never hesitate to reach out to us, CW@chartingwealth.com. God bless.